Welcome to the Bat Lessons Book Club. I'm Brian,
And I'm Alex.
and today we're talking about Absolute Batman number 19.
Nick Dragotta is back on Pencils and Story, along with Scott Snyder, Frank Martin on colors, and Clayton Cowles on letters. This one's a big one. This one's a doozy.
It is big time.
Any non-spoiler thoughts before we...
I would say the cover
Cover has all kinds of spoilers on it. It has spoilers for things that aren't even in the issue.
Yes, it does. That's exactly what I was going to point out.
So click away now, man.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, we love Scarecrow.
Yes, Scarecrow is a favorite. We open up. We are 1,500 miles from Gotham. Some cornfield somewhere. And there's this little, I don't know how to describe it, this little scene between the Scarecrow and two, he calls them brother. Are they brothers?
I don't know.
Or business
I
partners?
don't think it matters very much,
Sure.
but just for the sake of argument, yes, they're brothers that farm together.
Yeah, working the field together. And Scarecrow rocks up and starts causing trouble.
He has a cigarette and he blows smoke in one of the guy's faces.
Yeah.
And that is the signature, like fear toxin or whatever it is that we expect from Scarecrow.
Yeah. That's good call. I didn't even understand that that's what had happened. Thank you for cluing me into the obvious. I can't believe I didn't get that. I like the desigine, and we get the vibe that, is it a mask? Is it a non-mask? We don't know. They think it's a mask.
The guys think these farmer guys, they think it's a mask.
Yeah.
But he is somewhat like enigmatic. This is like, I don't know all the different versions of Scarecrows.
Yeah.
But this Scarecrow comes off as kind of charismatic.
I guess, yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
He's got very much a personality.
Yeah. He's like, gentlemen, come now. We're all friends here, right? Like this, the way that he's like delivering stuff. And yeah, so he does like the fear toxin thing. And an interesting thing happens.
Yeah.
Where he accuses
one of the dudes
the
sleeping
dude
with the other's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not the interesting part. The interesting part to me is that it might be true.
Sure.
That's the thing that I found interesting.
Unclear, because it's the guy who got the fear toxin blown in his face is the one that he's trying to convince of this thing.
Yes.
And he sends him something on the phone, which, like, in the year of our Lord 2026, you can make a video or a picture of anything.
Yep.
And especially if you're on some sort of drug. So I guess it doesn't really matter. It's ambiguous whether it's true or not.
I was with you.
Sure.
And then he's getting mad, and the other guy says, "It didn't mean anything, I swear."
Yeah, fair enough.
And that comes off as confirmation.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah. There's an airplane killing crows for some reason.
Yeah, for no reason. That never made any sense to me.
It's foreshadowing. The plane. Why is the plane? What's the plane going to do?
Yeah.
We're wondering what the plane's about.
Yeah, it's creepy.
And the dude who is on the fear toxin beats up his friend and then gets in I don't know what this equipment is. The combine, and plows down his buddy.
Chops him up.
And instantly realizes what he's done and regrets it. It's just, I know this isn't supposed to be funny, but I laughed. He says, maybe we could still save him. I'll scoop up what's left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is just like super dark.
Yeah. Well, it's just funny that they're like alluding to how awful and gruesome it is because they're not showing you anything.
No,
And then he says, "I'll scoop up what's left." Ooh.
Which, like people in situations like this without being on a fear toxin are like, they go into shock and stuff. Like, if you've ever seen the Kennedy assassination, some people do some pretty crazy stuff afterwards that doesn't make any sense. And then the foreshadowed plane, plows into the other dude. So he kills them both.
Yes.
So I'm not sure what this is supposed to accomplish, other than he's murdered them and played with them like food first, like a cat, playing with a mouse.
Yes, and I think it's a introduction for us to the character.
100%. That's all this is.
And but it, like, part of that introduction is telling us like kind of how he operates, the type of control that he has in like the persuasion combined with his fear toxin.
Yeah.
And how he even had control over that plane to have it crash at the right time, and he was just killing people for fun, which is like extremely psychotic.
Yeah. No, it's look at Scarecrow and how scary he is and messed up he is. Not quite like horror movie vibes, but like, No Country for Old Men, I guess.
Yeah. Can you go back to the page with the boom and look at the guy's face when he's scared, when Scarecrow's saying you were scared? Do you see anything interesting about like the lines on his face? Like, is that all like a reaction to the chemical and he's dying anyway, or what do you read into that?
I don't know that I read anything yet, but it is almost kind of a Joker smile thing going on, where his mouth is opening up at the corners, which Scarecrow has that kind of sort of going on too. Like he's got the mouth is stitched together, but yes, it's like the corners go up wider than they're supposed to be. It's like he's cut into a permanent smile.
Yeah.
And there's actually another character we're going to see later who has a similar thing going on, which I at first I thought maybe the implication is that character, we're supposed to infer that it is also Scarecrow. But I think maybe now that you're pointing it out, that's some sort of connective tissue between them and Grimm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when this whole scene was wondering if this was going to show up like fear toxin, or if this was going to show up like the Joker's like Golden Age signature, poison them and they die with smiles on their face.
Could be both, right?
Right.
Like it could be that he gets the toxin from Grimm in this universe.
Right. Especially knowing that there's all the connection back to Arkham.
Yeah. Cut back to present day. Batman is, I guess, dedicated himself even further. Like he's cut out all of his friends. He's cut out his mom at this point. And he's just throwing himself at the Batman thing. And Alfred's narrating that to us. They remind us that the people of the city are kind of in a fervor around Batman by putting it on this billboard that they're graffitiing over Mayor Hill, who defeated Gordon in the mayoral race. And there's this signature Scott Snyder over the top, a little bit too much for me. He breaks through the billboard in the shape of a bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can see that they designed the Batmobile, whatever it is, in a way that it would leave that kind of a silhouette, which I think is kind of funny. It is over the top. It's too much.
Way too much for my taste, but I get it. Yeah. It's
Do you see the callback on the Be Batty to the zoo?
Yeah, the zoo.
Issue 1. Yeah. That was kind of fun.
Yeah. And then whatever's happening here is not super important. The police are trying to handle a situation, and Batman's coming in and he's blowing up stuff, and they're introducing this new vehicle to us, which they make a nod to the Golden Age. They call it the Bat Gyro, or Alfred wants to call it the Bat Gyro, which I thought was kind of cute and fun.
Yeah, I thought the like quipping back and forth was kind of fun, where they're like, "Hey, can we call it the Bat Gimbal because it's a gyroscopic development?" And Batman's like, "No, that's stupid." And they're like, "What about the Bat Gyro?" That's even stupider. Like he's just saying like no over and over again in this like very calm way.
Right.
Which
but the Bat Gyro is what they called the helicopter. I don't know if you remember. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it's like there's like layers of humor on this to me, because like Alfred's off wherever he is in like the not Batcave. Yeah, watching, and he's getting really animated, like, oh my god, you're gonna do this, and Batman is like dead calm and in control doing all of this, and so like, hey, how about this? He's like, no. Hey, how about this? No.
Yeah.
Right. And I just think that the juxtaposition is entertaining.
The reason that they call it the gyro ride is because it does the 90s RC car thing.
Yeah, I thought of the same RC car. Yeah.
Yeah. Where the wheels are bigger than the body, so it can drive upside down and right side up
Yeah.
when it flips over. And then it's got got a spoiler in the front and like a plow, or sorry, a plow in the front and a spoiler in the back, but it whomps like a lever. They show it landing with it up in the front, and then it kind of whomps down,
Yeah.
which is kind of
And
cool. And
then
then presumably the circle he's in, the
Yep.
sphere he's in, like rotates.
That's what I was gonna say. Yep.
Although we don't see that happen.
No, the guy describes it. He's like, "Oh, the back's becoming the front, and the front is becoming,
Yeah,
So
because I think you kind of have to do that in a comic, I guess.
yeah.
And then we get a reveal: Alfred's not the only guy in the chair.
Yes. We got a hint of this in the previous issue,
Yeah,
where Harley was saying, "I want to help," and then shows up to Alfred to be like, "I'm here to help."
yeah, and she
Now
like
helping.
is trying to convince the rest of the Red Hood gang. We still don't know why, right? They're just plopping us in there. Oh, she's here now. We don't get to see that conversation. We don't get to, but she's helping, and so is the Red Hood gang, because after Batman flees the scene, I really thought this was fun. They like Daytona 500.
Yeah.
And
They all zoom in and they take it apart, put it in vans.
yeah. And he instantly like gets in a costume, and
Yeah.
it's kind of fun. I don't know. This is more traditional Batman-y stuff
Yeah.
for me. I like this.
Yeah. But this is also more of that like upside down world that we've talked about, where like the Joker's traditional assistant is now like, Batman's assistant.
Yeah.
And like traditionally nobody knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne. And in this universe, like dozens of people
Yeah.
know that he's Bruce Wayne. So it's just very different. I think it's fun. I'm still along for the ride. I dig it.
There will continue to be mirror images. And then we get a little montage of Bruce continuing to cut people out of his life. First, the guys at the construction site are trying to befriend him, and he's kind of snubbing them, which he did in the previous issue.
Yeah.
And Waylon shows up.
Big news.
Yeah.
He's speaking English again.
Yeah, walking around.
Right.
We saw kind of just a flash of him being humanoid again in the previous
Yeah.
issue, but it was silhouette. So I kind of assumed he was all the way normal, but he's not. He's like lizard mode still.
Yeah.
Or croc mode, I guess. And they have a nice moment where they have an embrace, but then Bruce is like doing the Spider-Man thing where it's like, I can't let you close to me, because if you're close to me, then you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah. And this was a case where they did like the word bolding, where it made a lot of sense to me. Where Batman was like, this wasn't supposed to happen. Waylon's like, I don't care. How do I help?
Yeah, he says this is our choice to make. Waylon says,
yes.
Yeah,
And Batman's like, there is no we, there is no plan.
yeah,
I'm taking care of this. I shouldn't have,
Involved
put
you.
you in this. Yeah.
because he feels
And-
guilt. I think that it's his.
Oh, yeah.
his fault.
And, I mean, his friends chewed him out. Like,
Yeah.
big time. He feels guilt. But then Way, which consistently seems to be the best friend,
Yeah,
is like, whether or not, that's in the past, you brought us in, and now it's our choice.
yeah, you can't undo
And I
it.
think, yeah. And the emphasis, I think, is really interesting. And it really bummed me out that Bruce shut him down like that.
Yeah,
Because it's like, okay, you thought your friend was like pretty screwed. You did this work, the only friend who wants to hang out with you. You should be like really stoked. You were surprised to see him. And then like within a few moments, you're like, I'm out of here. Instead of being like, let's find some kind of compromise thing where I don't have to shut my friend down and push somebody away,
Yeah.
but I can still like have it my way.
They're gonna string us. I mean, they have us where they want us. Like
Oh
they
yeah.
know that we want everyone in the Rogues Gallery to be friends with Bruce and for them to like fight crime together. And in so many ways, it would be fitting with the pattern of the mirror image, right? That we've got here, and even the rest of the issue. We've got sort of the other side of the mirror where everything's topsy turvy, flipped from the normal universe, and so it would be fitting. But they're going to withhold that as long as humanly possible. Like,
Oh yeah.
if they give us that feel good moment, it's going to be late.
Or the big flip will be that Batman turns to the dark side, and
Right.
and Grimm was right all along.
Yeah.
And he's actually secretly the good guy.
Yeah,
I doubt it though.
we got to find out. We got to keep reading
Yeah.
for who knows how long, as long as they keep being the number one selling comic book on the stands. And then I was not expecting this. We get a third storyline picking up where we left off after the prize fight.
Yeah. I never thought we would hear this part of.
I thought as well. Well, first off, like I didn't know there was a there, like that this was a thing where more stuff happened. And we've done a time jump actually, even where last we knew Waylon had agreed to fix the fight, but then didn't, and Bruce had bet opposite, right? So they had like tricked Falcone and his men, but we didn't see there being any fallout of that. And
Well, they had the fight. We saw the fight.
yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Yes.
But like at this juncture, Bruce is locked up for some reason. Why? We don't know. He's had the snot beat out of him. By who? We don't know. So it's like we're dealing with the sort of like long tail after effects, not the immediate after effects. We don't even know what happened after the fight. It took me a minute to even catch my bearings. So like, where are we? What's
Yeah.
going on?
Oh yeah, I thought we were meeting Joe Chill, and then I
Right.
realized like no, it's
He's on the-
Bruce who's in the orange.
Yeah, he's on the wrong side of the glass, and Waylon's on
Yeah.
the other side. And basically, we get the gist that Falcone is pissed, right? That somehow his guys have beat him up and locked him away somehow, and because Bruce showed up for Waylon is showing up for Bruce and saying like, "Hey, the guys are trying to, Harvey's trying to figure out how to get you out. Like he's doing the legal avenue.
Yep.
We're trying to come up with money. I'm going to sell my gym." And like Bruce is like, "You're not doing that. The whole point of me doing this bet was to get you the gym."
Yeah, I mean, I like that he says, just like straight up, like, if you sell that gym, I'm never talking to you again.
Yeah.
And he's got that look where it's like, he means it.
Yeah. Well, it's like you could actually imagine, you put yourself into his shoes. You've put yourself deep in the shit for that gym.
Yeah.
And to have it undone is like, well, why did I do any of this? Right.
Yeah.
So he's like, I've dug this grave and by God, I'm going to get in it. I can relate.
So then we've got interesting. Jack Grimm has come back. Grimm the Fourth, they say.
Yes.
And he's up there on, television. They say Gotham royalty. So he is, what Bruce Wayne is normally.
Yeah.
Except he's not, quiet. He's out in the front. He's being charismatic. Looks like he's a politician.
Yeah.
Right.
We get the vibe that he's doing like a PR campaign. And
Yeah.
that this is like a relatively, like his family and he is famous, but like in the present moment, he's doing some sort of push, right? That's new. And they're just sort of introducing us to that idea. Although we've seen like little pictures that suggest that. This is the first time they're sort of putting words and text to it.
Right. And Alfred says the charm offensive continues.
Yeah. And then Harley's kind of like Oracle, I guess. And she's like working on computer systems, which is kind of interesting. And they create, I guess, an app, which is a thing. Did you ever play Spider-Man PS4?
Yeah.
Super good game. But there's the
Amazing.
friendly neighborhood Spider-Man app is one of the things in that game where like citizens can call for Spider-Man's help. And I guess that's a thing now that Harley has built. To send, calls for help to his cowl.
I mean, it makes sense. I like how they're like, this is how people can get a hold of you, and we're calling it the bat signal.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like the big red phone. That makes more sense than like a big light
Oh,
on the
sure. Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
sky, you know. So if they are going to continue to have analogs,
Yeah.
this makes a lot more sense than the traditional bat signal.
I think it's. I would be surprised if we ever see the bat signal again. Like this feels to me like it's mostly just being played for laughs. Because to your point of the big red phone, where Commissioner Gordon calls Batman, Harley says it's not like anyone's going to be calling you on the phone, and then immediately that's what Gordon does,
Yeah.
and he picks it up.
And so it's interesting because it doesn't like it doesn't show us what Gordon says. You just see Batman go, "Oh, Mr. Gordon, yeah, I'll be right there."
Yeah,
And then we are here,
on some
you know,
rooftop.
stereotypically,
Yes,
you know,
this is the most Gordon has been
Yes.
in the whole series. He's
Yes.
smoking. He's in the trench coat. They're on the roof. He's got the revolver.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is very. He looks the part of Gordon
Mm-hmm.
in a way that he didn't quite when, like, I don't know, he was running for mayor or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I guess he was mayor. But point is, this is hitting all the notes that make us feel like this is the Gordon we know, and they're doing that on purpose. They're milking
Yeah.
this moment.
It's smart. It's good. And Batman says, "What do you need?" On the phone, you sounded upset and scared.
Yeah, we definitely, I think, are supposed to infer that he's on the toxin at this point.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's his cigarette.
Oh, interesting. You think the cigarette is like the
Scarecrow's.
vehicle
Yeah.
because it was
I
earlier
think they
in this
did
year.
a
That's an
swap,
interesting
yeah.
idea. Yeah, and the gist is, since Martha left, Gordon's been doing some digging into some sort of files. Right, he's trying to explore some sort of history, which is implied, right? That Martha has some sort of history that is unknown to us, related to the Court of Owls. And maybe that's what Gordon has dug up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he's called Bruce up here, Batman up here, is to give that to him.
But again, very cagey. He's not saying anything. He's saying, "I found files where it changes history, but it also changes the present.
Yeah.
And
You're not going to
everything's
like
leading,
what's in there.
Yeah, everything's leading to this moment." Which, like, what? That doesn't make sense. Like, what could be leading to this moment?
Yeah.
This part right here caught my eyes. He's got that scratch on his cheek.
Oh,
That might be nothing, but
I read that as nothing, but
they
interesting.
they have such attention to detail
Sure.
that I was like, uh-oh. And so yeah, he keeps sucking on a cigarette and he's getting paranoid. And so he's having trouble like keeping the thread of his conversation where he's like,
he's definitely freaking out.
yeah, he's like, okay, we need to talk about this thing. And he goes, wait, did you hear that? And then he comes back and you see this thing that says Project Batman. Very
The
interesting.
folder. Yeah, what does
A
that
new
mean?
mystery box. And then he has a change of heart and he's like, oh, this was a mistake. I should burn these files. And he starts to do that. And I mean, Bruce is like, something is wrong here. Like, let me go get you some help. And as evidence to that, Gordon accidentally lights his own arm on fire.
Yep.
And he like throws he's putting his jacket out.
Yeah.
And he again has like lost his thread of like, oh yeah, I was burning files. Well, anyway, I got to get out of here. Hey, you, the person, I don't want to see these files.
It doesn't make any
Please
sense.
burn these files for me.
Yeah.
And then you've got these interlaced with these crows again.
The same ones. This in so many ways is paralleling the story at the top of the issue that I didn't really appreciate until now that we're reading it the second time. The same crows that were showing up that the plane plowed through. And to be honest with you, the way that they drew, so glad you pointed out the cigarette, because the way that they drew the cigarette smoke here is very much the same as the way that they drew the cigarette smoke coming out of Scarecrow's eyes. It's like the same color and it's kind of the same shapes and things. Very interesting. And yeah, Gordon's like walking away and like, please promise me you're going to destroy this stuff, which doesn't make, kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Are the crows actually there? Are they in Gordon's head?
Yeah. I was wondering that too.
And as Gordon gets the edge, we see that there's something in the file that talks about the zoo.
Yeah.
So
And it reads to me as that word underneath is manipulated.
maybe, yeah. So was Batman engineered somehow,
Yeah.
right? Were the events of the zoo on purpose to make him do this thing? And has Grimm been in charge this whole time? Is that the implication?
Or was Thomas Wayne killed because of something with the Court of Owls?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, is the Court of Owls in cahoots with Grimm? We don't think so. Last issue, it seemed like they were oppositional, but what is
I mean,
going
this
on?
could be not Grimm related at all, and he's just found files related to Martha in the Court of Owls, and it's very strange. And
Sure.
and so,
But we did get the vibe that the Court of Owls last issue have something to do with Grimm.
yes, I agree.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mystery box upon mystery box.
Yep.
And then Gordon jumps.
I was curious. Did he jump or did he just like walk off in a confused way?
No, I think he's trying to take his own life at this point.
Okay.
I don't know, but the way I read it is that was on purpose, and that's why he's asking. He's saying, "Burn them, please," because he knows he's not going to be around.
Because he's gonna die. I thought he
see
was
to
just like I thought he was paranoid and like I gotta get out of here. But
I
no,
think it's.
I see what you're saying. That
Yes,
he's like,
paranoid. I got to get out of here, but like,
yeah,
I got to get out of
forever.
here. Yeah. But I don't know.
Batman catches him. Thank goodness.
But no, he doesn't. He catches the coat, and Gordon doesn't make it. And with so many of these sorts of like twists, in this series, I've always been like, but really though, they'll undo that, right? I think they did it
This is like Uncle Ben.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder if what we saw last issue with Martha is for real. That maybe
That they
Bruce
did shoot her.
yeah. And Bruce is actually gonna be alone. This feels way more earned than that. They've spent like 4 or 5 consecutive pages in a series where 2 or 3 pages before they jump timelines is not unusual. But like giving us like a whole page splash for the catch, giving us half a page for just setting up the vibe and the mood, and like giving us iconography that we haven't seen, where he looks the most Gordon, right? This feels intentional, and is supposed to feel monumental in a way that some of the other moments in this series haven't. So earned almost.
Yeah.
So I think this is for real.
I think so too. I mean, I was kind of like in doubt for a little bit because I was like, well, he's been smoking the cigarette, like maybe
It's in his head or
Batman's hallucinating as well. But in the next couple of pages, it seems it's confirmed.
I think so, yeah.
That it's real. But interestingly, there's a big shift because he was the mayor.
Yeah.
And now everyone's going, oh, was that the mayor? And they're looking up, oh, did Batman just kill him?
Yeah.
Now Batman is like even more of like a bad person.
Yeah.
Batman looks
not only
around.
is Gordon dead,
Right.
he's like been framed. Yeah.
Yeah. And Batman looks around. He sees people looking out their windows. Also, I don't think that would happen. I don't think anyone, nah. But he sees Scarecrow smoking
Yeah.
a cigarette in one of those windows.
Making
Creepy.
a freaky face.
Flashback again, part 2.
Yeah. Someone posts bail. We don't know who. Gordon's showing up to try to help Bruce. It turns out that Falcone is the one that bailed him out. And basically he threatens Selena to get Bruce to do what he wants. And that's unclear what he's gonna do, but Bruce decides to go with Falcone, despite Gordon trying to convince him to do the right thing. Which is, I think, meant to be a parallel to us seeing, Batman not doing the right thing by cutting out his friends and things like that, pushing away.
Yeah. And I also think it like drives the point home that Gordon, even though Gordon wasn't the commissioner, well, I guess he was. He was the commissioner and he helped Bruce when his dad died, right?
Yeah, it's all before the series.
Way a long time ago. Yeah. But so now in this moment, I think it's driving home like how sad it is that he didn't save Gordon. Is that there's this moment, even when Bruce is an adult, where Gordon shows up and is like, "Hey, I'm here for you."
Yeah.
And he even says that last panel, he says, "I'm here for you, son," which like that's the thing that people say is they call each other son, like hey son. But it reads differently right now to me after he just died, right? And they have this really close relationship, and Bruce's dad is dead, and Gordon is like romantically involved with his mom.
Yeah, and Gordon like rescued him from the bats.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a parental sort of role there. Very sanguine kind of moment. And Bruce is pretty broken up about it. Alfred's trying to console him. Babs is understandably upset.
Yeah. In this theory,
Yeah.
I think the whole upside down world thing,
Yeah.
I think she's going to turn on him. I think she's going to be like, "You killed my dad."
I think they've
And
been
I think
laying that
that's-
groundwork.
And I'm curious how long of like a conflict that's going to be if it ever ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feels bad, man. Mayor Hill's capitalizing on it.
Yeah.
He's milking it. He's like, "Oh, actually, we were best friends." He told me he was proud. It's very Trumpian sort of moment of like, actually, he told me he didn't want to be mayor, and he was so glad that I won. And
Yeah.
Deathstroke shows up, which is interesting.
Super interesting. Yeah.
And is like taking this moment to announce that, you know, Batman is public enemy number one, and we're starting this new program to fight him or whatever in the streets.
They do this interesting parallel where he's, you know, announcing, and you get to see kind of how put together he is, where he says, you know, life's tough, but, you know, every day you pick yourself up and you put yourself together, with a image of him like having 3 limbs gone and putting prosthetics on, you know, one step at a time, and you go out there and you face Gotham head on. And they say that as you see him like putting on facial prosthetics and stuff.
And
It's
this
like,
is what I was
man,
alluding to earlier, where he's got maybe a similar Joker face going on.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah. They've definitely like right here. Oh, you can't see my mouse. It follows
see
the
what you're
cheek line
saying.
up, and then there's a point right at the middle of the ear, and then it comes back down. They've drawn a literal black line, and they've cut out the middle where Scarecrow has the threads. And so I think maybe they want you to think, is this Scarecrow? You know?
Oh, interesting. I did not think of that question.
I don't think it is, but I think that they're putting the art parallel in there for you to think about. And if not, certainly maybe linked somehow with Grimm.
I mean, that's really good because like at the top of the issue, they were talking about, is this a mask or not? Right. And it's like a really good mask. It changes as his face changes. And yeah, it could be some kind of a involved prosthetic thing for a person like this.
Don't know what's gonna. They're certainly connected somehow. They want us to think
I wouldn't
that
bet
way.
on it, but it does make sense.
And then the sort of turn is that they've recruited all of the orphans which we established in previous issues that Grimm runs these orphanages. So we see it here, the Grimm house, and we've got all of these kids that he has sort of brought in and become second parents to, right? So here we've got clearly Damien. They don't write that, but that's who this is. We've got Tim and Stephanie. Are you familiar with Stephanie?
I don't know Stephanie, no.
So Stephanie Brown is the daughter of not the Question. Is it the Question? There's a like C tier Batman villain. It's not the Question. I can't remember. It's something like that though, where his whole shtick is that he does riddles and questions and things. Anyway, he's the daughter of the villain, and she becomes mixed up in it somehow, right? And Tim basically befriends her and has helped has her help take down her dad, right? So Stephanie is Tim's love interest in the 90s.
No kidding. Okay.
And she becomes Batgirl. So after Babs, before Cassandra Cain, Stephanie Brown is Batgirl for a while. And then in the early aughts, there was a book called We Are Robin, where she's a Robin for a while. So they're calling back to lots of things like that. But ultimately is like one of the children that Bruce takes under his wings in the Prime universe, right?
Yeah. And then who's Duke Thomas?
Duke is Scott Snyder's.
Okay.
In the New 52, it's a kid that Bruce. I can't remember the exact gist, but Duke's parents, I think, get driven crazy somehow by Joker toxin or whatever, and so he has to take in Duke because his parents, like, they're alive, but like they're not well, like they're in a asylum or whatever, locked up.
Neville Longbottom.
And he, like, Duke helps a couple times vaguely in the New 52 run, but not really. Like, he never suits up. Like, he doesn't join. He's kind of like vaguely involved. Like, it's a kid that he's talking to. And I think it was Scott absolutely was trying to like set up the next writer or whatever. Like, oh, here's a thread that you can pull. Here's this character. And nobody did anything with it. There was a book during Rebirth, at the beginning of Rebirth, that Scott Snyder wrote called The Signal, where Duke gets to become sort of his own superhero. So not a Robin, not a sidekick, but like Batman adjacent, called The Signal. He's in this yellow suit with like a black visor. But it was, I think it didn't get picked up, so it's only like 6 issues or something like that. So Duke is Scott Snyder's attempt to add a Robin to the pantheon that didn't really pan out. So if anyone was writing this book, but yeah, besides Scott, we may not be hearing about Duke. Maybe that's unfair. Maybe more things are happening with him now. I haven't been reading the main universe stuff for a while. So,
but then I guess to the points we've been making earlier in the reflections, like, this is, Jack Grimm is Bruce Wayne, who is a philanthropist who's supporting and helping to care for orphans in the city,
right? Which is Bruce's shtick in the main universe. He takes in these kids who are orphaned somehow, and he enlists them in the fight against crime, right? Jason, Tim, Dick, Stephanie, Duke. There are more, by the way. Those are just probably the top level ones, plus the one Scott likes. And now Grimm's doing it in this universe, and it's literally the same people.
And it's called the Robin Program.
Yes. And they've all got these cute little R's on their uniforms and things.
Yep.
And Deathstroke is the one that's like leading them. So that's Duke, by the way. So we've got Damian here on the far left, then Stephanie, then Dick, then Duke, then Tim. I don't know where Jason is in this. Although, no, maybe that's Jason. Maybe Tim is the one who's not in this picture. Unclear who the far right is. I think that's Jason. Hard to interpret. You have to.
It's hard to know.
Yeah. Jason is a little bit more meathead, taller. Like Tim would be depicted more as a nerd, so a little bit more scrawny, small. So I think the implication here is that, Deathstroke says these aren't your suits, those are, and something off panel they're all looking at. Yeah. Implication being that it's from what's on the freaking cover.
Yes. In fact, I didn't get that until we got on to record, and I looked at the cover and I was like, that's the suit.
Well, so this is Deathstroke. He's got the bandana behind and the sort of split blue yellow. But yes, it is it's like a mech thing.
Yeah.
And like presumably the Robins also have a mech thing.
Yeah. Because they're all looking up.
They are looking up. Right. So is it going to be like Pacific Rim? And if it is, it may be the case that Tim doesn't get one. Maybe he's the guy in the chair. And that would be why he's not pictured here. I don't know. That's a guess.
Sure.
But.
Yeah. And this actually is kind of like striking me as like Iron Man 2, where you've got like Hammer, who's there, and he's like, we're going to take down the Iron Man and he's bad and blah, blah, blah. and we've got our own set of mechanoid suits,
Yes.
and it's the Robin program.
Yeah. Oh, it is definitely Jason. Because their suits have numbers. So Dick is number 1, Jason is number 2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tim
Can't
is not
believe I
in this
didn't see
picture for
that.
some reason.
Good. Okay.
We'll find out.
Yeah, good call out.
Yeah.
Numbers.
To be continued.
So, question.
Yes.
They've all got R's on their chests.
Yes.
Which so does Slade. What's
Yes.
on his shoulder? Is it JK?
Oh. Yes, it is. Just kidding. Which is the name of the theater that Grimm runs. And then something else I can't remember, but it was from the flashback issue we got about the origin of Jokers. That the theater he ran was called JK, and then maybe the company was called JK afterwards. I can't remember. Yeah, good catch.
They're very into the details. They don't miss anything.
It's firing on all cylinders. I think to be perfectly honest with you, I like Scott Snyder a lot. But I don't think I've ever made it this far into a series that he's written and still felt like it was at the top of his game. Like that it was firing all cylinders, that it was still like, his new 52 run, I think it's like 40 or 50 issues, something like that. And it's great. I mean, I finished it. I read the whole thing, but like to me, the best stuff is at the top. And it tapers a little bit. And this is not that. Like we're almost 20 issues in and like, really cool, interesting mystery boxes. They're answering questions, so it doesn't feel like they're just leading us on, but they keep introducing new ones. And yeah, lots of like rewarding you for paying attention and trying to figure it out, which is awesome. I should say I saw on I think it was Blue Sky, maybe, I can't remember. I saw a post where Scott Snyder was talking about how much Nick Dragotta has contributed to the writing on this. So it's as much as his baby as it is Scott's. So I shouldn't just attribute it to him, but like they're clearly like an excellent creative duo on this. Yeah.
Super good. They have us where they want us. Do you have any predictions of what's next?
Friggin' no. I was not expecting any of the stuff that happened in this issue, which I feel like in some of the previous arcs, I've kind of been able to like project out a couple of, issues ahead. It's not like I knew everything that was going to happen, but I had a sort of general sense of like what the arc was going to be. I have no idea. I could not have told you that Gordon was going to die. I think they're going to have to tell us what's going on with Martha soon. I think clearly they're setting up the sort of the Robin's Deathstroke thing is the next big bad, right? It wouldn't surprise me if we continue to get that and Scarecrow side by side, or if they even table Scarecrow for a while and we get just the Robins and Deathstroke. I guess we could get some more Scarecrow. Like I have no idea. What about you?
Yeah, I'd be curious if Scarecrow is kind of a long-standing character and he plays the Joker role that we would normally see as like the Joker, but he is distant, and he's kind of creepy and he's has all these strange controls. So I could see that as the Joker and two people is the villain is Scarecrow, and like then there's the rich guy who's pulling the strings and stuff.
I mean, to some degree, every single villain, Black Mask, Bane, I guess less so Ivy, but like pretty much everyone we've dealt with up until now has been related to Grimm in some way. Right? He's been the one that's like pulling the strings. I think he's the man behind the curtain. And so,
I mean, they said it pretty clearly at the end of, was it the Absolute Zero issue where they were like, we're gonna send our best at him, and they listed out all of those people, and so that's why I know that like Scarecrow came from Arkham, is his name was listed.
Yeah, I think it's a given at this point.
Yeah,
but I just bring it up more to say that like. I think they are withholding him on purpose. Like they're gonna go through all these other villains and have implications. They're gonna give us little tidbits about Grimm, but I don't think he's gonna like face off against Batman anytime soon.
Yeah, I think they're gonna hold off and make him the big boss. I would be curious if I think Martha probably is still alive because
Mm.
that I agree with you. It wasn't earned. Though I am kind of rethinking things now that we're seeing Grimm getting more involved in this way. And part of the narrative with Martha when she met with the Court of Owls is that they were fighting Grimm
Hmm.
and then lost, right? And so she comes back, they're upset, maybe they shoot her. Makes me wonder if in that time maybe the court has also turned over and they're with Grimm now because his MO is that he plays both sides,
Hmm.
is that he bets on both parties. So I'm curious to see more how it's going to turn out that Grimm actually helped, create Batman
Yeah,
and
what's in
is
that file,
instrumental in
man?
that. Yeah, because
Yeah,
if he's betting on both sides, he's betting on Batman's side too.
yeah. Can't wait to find out.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be good.